We had to hire like smugglers, okay, and take us from Jordan, Jordan to Lebanon. It was 12-hour walk. It was me, 8 years old, my brother, 10 years old, my sister, which is 5 years old, and a 3-year-old, and my mom. We just had to like put our stuff in a bag and just leave. We went to Jordan for a 6 months visa, but we stayed there for a year. We got there. I have like 2 little girls and my mom, and then they started like arguing. They're like, no, we paid you to go to Lebanon. You can't leave us here in Syria, blah, blah, blah. And then the fucking guys took out the AKs. And we had to run. We have no papers, so we cannot go like from a country to a country. Only go back to Iraq. We cannot go anywhere else.
Gotcha.
So what we did, we had to hire like smugglers, okay? And take us from Jordan, Jordan to Lebanon. We did walk, bro.
You walked the whole way?
Yo, if they pay me $10 million right now to go back to that day, I would never.
So how long of a walk are we talking?
Bro, it was.
And they're like
12,
guides, right?
It was 12-hour walk.
Yeah.
But you have to picture the scenario. It was me, 8 years old, my brother, 10 years old, my sister, which is 5 years old, and a 3-year-old. And my mom.
Damn.
No, the father stayed back because he opened up a small, what's called makes tables and like cabinets and stuff like that. Shop, like a carpentry.
Carpentry.
Yeah. So he had to sell everything and then follow us. So.
Yeah, that's a lot on your mother too.
But we got there. We got to there like to the end where they have a house where people give us a ride.
Yeah.
And then we'll go. So we got there, bro, and it was the time to go. I had a bag, my brother had a bag, my mom had a bag, and we had to just follow the smugglers, and they don't wait. You have to follow them because if they get caught, they don't want to get caught. And I have like 2 little girls and my mom. And we were so young. So we started walking, bro. And after before we got to the Jordan-Syria border, what's called my sisters, they got starting to need water. They were so thirsty. But the smugglers, they had their own water. They don't want to fucking give water to anybody, just them. And
they probably have people die on them all the time.
Oh, yeah. Wait until I tell you the whole story. So anyways, we got to the border and then we had to cross that border. And we had to cross one by one, We're crossing one by one and then the dogs, they started smelling us or something. They started barking and we had to run. We ran for an hour, bro. But my mom fell, my sister, her shoe fucking
This
gone.
Is an intense scene.
Bro.
This is a real intense scene.
Yes, and I had to stay. I had to stay with the fucking, the smugglers, and my brother stayed with my family. And the way we communicate with each other, and I told him this, is I'm gonna whistle to you. Just like little whistles, just follow the whistles, because it's bitch black. You can't see shit, So after that, we got to a safe house. But before we got to the safe house, after we stopped running, my mom, she fell. She was exhausted. And she told my brother in front of me that take your sister and your brother and leave me here, bro. Imagine you see your mom saying that, bro.
At 8?
At 8 years old.
What are their ages? What are their ages again?
I'm 8. My 2 sisters are 5 and 3, and my brother is 10.
Damn.
Yeah. So anyways, we got her
How
up.
was your brother?
What, right now?
Nah, I mean, in that moment.
Bro,
that is, you're remembering that from an 8-year-old position.
I would never forget that. I would never. Yeah. That was the scariest thing that I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah. That's it.
Yeah. So I was like, no, you coming, whatever. So we picked her up and we started walking. We got to this house, abandoned house in the middle of the desert. And then the smugglers, they said, stay here. and we're gonna go get the car, come back. They went, got the car, came back, and it was like a small Datsun pickup truck.
Mm-hmm.
And they took us to this like wood area, you know, like woods and like whatever, water, whatever. They put us over there for like 6 hours, and then another truck came in. That truck was a little bit bigger, so they put my mom and my sisters in the front, and me and my brother and like 4 other guys, you know, in the back of the truck with sheep, and they covered us because we have to go through another like
Damn.
yeah, we had to go through another like a roadblock, which is like, you know, so we, bro, it was crazy. That time was crazy. We got to the roadblock, we left, and then when we got to the city, to Syria, the fucking the guy came out, another car came in, and they let the other guys go, like 6 guys. They were like older, you know, they were like 21 and up. And then they started like arguing. They're like, no, we paid you to go to Lebanon, you can't leave us here in Syria, blah blah blah. And then the fucking guys took out the AKs. Yeah, shot one person in his foot. They're like, if you guys don't fucking...
You're just listening to this?
I'm watching this at 8 years old, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I'm telling you, like, they pay me $10 million, I would not go back to that these days. Especially the walking. That was crazy. Anyways, after they left, they took us and they took all our money, everything, and they threw us in fucking Lebanon, in Beirut. No idea who's there, where to go, who to contact, nothing. And then they dropped us next to what's called a protest. It was like a Palestinian protest or something like that. And there was camera videos, or you know, they recording the protest. And the lady who's like the news anchor, she saw my mom crying, and then my mom told her the story, and then she gave us a hotel. The next day she took us.
Word. That's like what do they call those points in the stories where it's almost like not like an angel coming to, but that's grace.
Exactly.
That's an act of grace.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
I would never forget that lady. Yeah, she wanted to make a movie about her life, bro. But like my mom was.
I mean, I'm as you're telling me all this, I'm thinking in my head like it would be an amazing piece of cinema to show a film that portrayed this happening and made you feel like what it is, which is like the Underground Railroad for fucking 2018 refugees. And
it's probably worse right now too. You know, like all these Syrian refugees, they go into Greece and they dying in the ocean. You know, because of the
that's fucked up.
It's fucked up, and people don't want them. And what's funny, in World War II, Syria was the #1 country to receive refugees.
So they took them all in, and then
they took all of them in. You know, because of the World War II. You know, a lot of refugees. And now look at them. They like dying in the water, but you know nobody.
You know what I'm saying? I love. There's a way that you present the way when you. So one thing I was going to compliment you on is that I think it takes a certain kind of individual to go through certain kind of shit. It takes another certain kind of individual to go through that same kind of shit, and then be able to articulate it.
Yeah.
And it's funny because while you articulate it, you also have this like. Almost like smile, like face out, going out. That's kind of just like you're one of these people that's meant to tell this story. Yeah,
bro. Like, you know, I told
a lot of people that go through that can't talk about that shit.
You know what's funny? One guy he asked me. He's like, "Oh, why you always smiling?" You know, I'm serious. He's like, "Why you always smiling? Why?"
What an asshole thing.
He was my customer, you know, in Dorchester, and I was like, you know. Because I've been through a lot, and then you know I appreciate everything, so why not smile? And just